Hello. Happy Tuesday to all of you. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. And even if you've hit a couple of bumps along your way today, because that seems to be the theme, I hope you've embraced them. And truly, um, to any of us that have, let's turn this down. I'm telling you, we are being tested into great lengths. And, again, it's all perception. We can perceive something as super negative and it can throw us off, or we can pause and see the gifts as it's playing out. And lots of things happening today, folks. Call after call after call. But a lot of juicy things are going to come of it. I guarantee you, okay? I promise you that. All right, folks, as you're joining us, drop in, say hello. I'm going to try to keep the chat open so I can see it, but make sure that you come on and say hello. Exciting things, and we're all about dropping in and talking about this one thing that maybe no one's told you about this before. This has come up today, and I'm going to share with you kind of the context around this. And that is when other people's beliefs start to impact you. And I know that growing up, the majority of our belief systems get given to us. Some of them we embrace, some of them we reject, some of them we accept just because we don't know any better, and everything in between, okay? But just recently I had an individual talking to me about this the situation that's showing up in her life. And other people are putting their beliefs onto her. And it is creating such guilt, such shame. And what happens is it takes her out of her brilliance. It takes her out of her ability to create and generate. And so what happens is that their beliefs are being taken over. And what happens is, and I'm going to show you this graphic. I wonder if let me see if I have it here, that I can throw it up here on the screen. I wasn't going to do this, and then I was like, you know what, let's do it. Maybe not. I don't know how to do that. Okay. Let me see if it's in here, and if so, I'll throw it up here. Let me see if I can add it real quick. Give me 1 second, folks. We're just going to add. Oh, here it is. Let's see if I can do this. Does it work? It's uploading. We'll see if we can do this. So what happens is okay, may not let me. I have it here. So what happens is that inside here, those belief systems get put onto us, and it's a negative belief about what's happening in that moment. And so what happens in the brain, and again, this is a low vibration, okay? Anything that's a negativity is a low vibration. And so it's already putting us on the scale here. And then we start to have negative thoughts that are associated to that belief system, okay? And is reinforcing it. We also then get triggered by negative emotion or negative feelings, okay? And as a result of that, we then our brains actually start to seek out negative evidence. So somebody else's belief, not ours, doesn't belong to us, will start to engage our brain to find the evidence that supports whatever story they told us, okay? And it's not ours. And so I want us to start to think about one, this is a powerful tip. And if you take nothing away from here today, this is a tool that you will want to have in your toolbox, okay? You can simply ask, does this, and I always close my eyes, and if you're familiar with sensing or kinesiology or muscle testing, you can do that as well, okay? And what you simply want to do is you close your eyes and you say, does this belong to me? If the answer is yes, it is yours, okay? It's yours to keep. But 99.9% of the time, it is not yours. And guess what? You get to say, return to sender with consciousness, okay? That's it. You know what's so interesting and so fascinating? That in the U.S. mail, that if you send something to somebody else that's in error, they actually stamp a little red stamp, and it says RTS. And I asked them one day, what does that mean, right? And they said, it's return to sender. You know, when you get mail from somebody else, you don't keep it, and you don't be like, oh, I wonder, let me open this up. Let me, take this on. Let me keep this. No, you are so quick to be like, not my mail, not my business, return to sender, right? Same thing applies to our mental capacity and our mental, programming. Not yours. Don't take it on. You just simply say return to sender with consciousness, okay? Easy peasy, right? Because when we stay in our alignment, when we are staying in our positive belief systems, and we know what's true for us, our truth, our power, we don't give away our power, because what happens is when we get sucked in to that story, okay, and our brain is starting to try to find the evidence, what happens is this. Let me demonstrate. Let's say these Kleenexes, I got nothing else for you, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Let's say that this represents our power, okay? Our innate power to make choices, to live our life, to go about. And here's the thing is that we are going to make mistakes. There is going to be a time that we don't have all the information. We are going to do something, say something, and we're not going to have the resources, the knowledge, the technology, the whatever, to make a fully informed choice. And we're going to make mistakes, okay? I've made mistakes. I make them on a regular basis. Not that I intend to, but it happens. And so we're going to make mistakes. But what happens is when we take on that negative belief from somebody else, okay, and then we start to feel guilty because we've upset them, or we start to feel shame, or we start to feel upset or frustrated, we give away our power. We give away our power to somebody else. Okay. And at the end of the night, okay, in total transparency, this might sound a little rude, they flip and don't care. Okay. Because they're going to go home and they don't know that they have done this to you. Okay. Because they're living their life worried about themselves and what there's going on. So they go to bed and they have the best night's sleep. While you, on the other hand, are stirring and losing sleep, completely being a wreck, because what happened is you gave your power away. And so in order for us to reclaim our power, take back our power, we've got to be really clear in setting clear boundaries. But really being clear is this belong to me? Does this story, does this situation, dynamic relationship, whatever the situation is for you, does it belong to me? And there might be some ownership and say, okay, I got to own this part. This is where I own. This is my 50-50. This is my 10%. This is my 40%, whatever it is. You got to own that and take responsibility and ownership for that. But if the other stuff does not belong to you, you can then bless and release, okay? Because we give away so much of our power for what other people think, whatever people, I was giving this example to this individual. It was like she was wearing flats today. And it's almost like, and when we take this out into we break it down into this example. She was wearing flats and I was wearing heels. And it's almost like me saying, okay, you know what? I disagree. I don't think wearing flats is acceptable. I think you should be wearing, you should be wearing heels. That's my belief. I believe that everybody should be wearing heels. And so we were having this conversation around this, and we say, okay, well, it sounds silly, right? But that's really what we're doing with other belief systems that everyone else is putting onto us, right? They're forcing their belief onto us, and then we're like, okay, okay, I guess. And then we are taking on that belief system when it doesn't belong to us. And we make our songs wrong and bad because we're not accepting that I don't want to wear heels. I want to wear flip flops. I want to be me. I want to accept myself for myself and the choices that I'm making. Because here's the thing is that sometimes people will try to protect us, and try to do what they think is the right choice for us. And it starts to cloud things because then we start to take on parts of their belief system. We start to take on, not making choices for ourselves. And so if you're under the age of 18, sure, your parents are going to be a major influence, or your caregivers, or, whoever is, raising you at the time. But as an adult, we start to take on ownership and responsibility for the choices that we're making, right? And we're going to make mistakes. That's, in my opinion, mistakes are probably the fastest learning modality that there is out there, because you either learn from the mistake or you make it again, and it starts to add up in cost, right? But we learn from those mistakes that we make. And so, staying in the place of, setting those boundaries so that nobody else is, putting their beliefs onto you. And if you've already taken those beliefs on, really starting to unpack and evaluate, whose beliefs do these belong to? I think sometimes just asking the question, like, right, whose beliefs are these? Are they serving? How are they serving? And if they're serving, in what way, right? And so we get to make a choice. We get to step into our power. We get to step into our knowing and really start to own what we're speaking truth into, because it does not require much, okay, in total transparency, because I'm going to show you how this works, okay? This is the brilliance of this. And we can really enter in at any given point in this chart, okay? So if we take into consideration and look at this other system, our belief systems, okay, if I have this positive belief system about myself, like I'm an incredible being. I am full of energy. I am a massive manifester. I am blah blah blah, right? That belief system is actually going to engage, the other way, engage positive thoughts, and it's going to be like a can-do attitude. It's going to engage in the possibilities and what I can create and what I do generate, because when I focus on expands, right, that is also going to leave me with these really amazing, powerful, positive feelings of pride, of empowerment, of excitement, of um, enthusiasm, right? And so that is going to help fuel the evidence of my brain that says I can. And it's going to seek out and find the evidence to support that belief system every single time. Okay. That is so powerful, because this is where it becomes very expansive. This is where it becomes very expansive for ourselves, because we are here to grow and expand and evolve. And when we allow ourselves to be like, wait, time out. Whose belief is this? Is it serving me in a powerful, positive way? Is it not? If not, what do I get to choose differently? Right? So there is some work that requires to unpack those belief systems, because sometimes we have these emotional ties to these belief systems, but it does not require much. Like, I think every time we make a choice, are we going to choose to stay into the story of the doom and gloom, or are we going to choose to make a choice to stay into the place of possibilities? And really, ultimately, it is our choice. There's research that has been shown that it takes us 90 seconds to process our emotions, okay? So after that 90 seconds, our brain has done what it needs to do to process the emotion that comes up in our body. After that 90 seconds, it is totally 100% our choice to where we go. I'll be totally transparent. I had some little zingers today, and what's so funny is that I don't even call them zingers anymore, because I don't experience them as zingers. I used to experience them as zingers, things that were out of the blue, that came up, and one today, I was in total gratitude, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, all right, and there was, I had to almost like buffer my excitement. Right. And because I was like, oh, yay, like this. And I know in the grand scheme of things that it's going to create something incredible. But at the time right now, it's like, oh, all right, okay, let's figure this out. What is it that we need to, that we get to create in this moment to support this new change? And it's not going to be, all rainbows and fairy dust and, all of that other stuff. But guess what? It is going to allow us to be more expansive, because here's the thing is, if you have something, someone, a situation that is bringing you down, okay, and there's a part of you that feels stuck, trapped, um, limited by that situation, guess what? It will physically, emotionally, energetically hold you back. Your business, your relationship. I just had this conversation earlier today about this individual who feels, quote, trapped and in this relationship and doesn't feel like there's any way out. But guess what? Energetically, she's coming from a place, she goes to her work, she feels, like on cloud nine, she loves what she's doing. She comes home and she's like defeated by what's going on at the home. And so that does have an impact on everything single else. It's like dropping that little pebble in the river and having that ripple effect, right? So it impacts our relationship. I said infects, but it's true. It's like the little cancer causing. It's like it starts to spread and it starts to get more intense and da da da. But it does have an impact. It does have an impact how we show up, and we can fake it till we make it. We can go in and be like, okay, everything's hunky dory, and there's a part of your life, a part of your situation that is not in alignment. And guess what? It will start to have an impact. It might not have an impact immediately. Okay, we can go a couple days, maybe even a couple weeks without it having a huge impact. But if we don't take care of that, and if there's not one thing, if we're like let's say we're 90% of in alignment and this part is not, okay, it's like a little Nemo. It's like a little Nemo alarm right there. um, Everything else is going to feel like an alignment, but this little bad boy right here that's not in alignment, that's not like this, will have an impact. And it will have an impact. And if we don't address it, it's potentially can get worse. Okay. So as the situation was unfolding today, I was like, everything is coming in alignment. And so when I'm in that place where I cannot understand, I understand the why it's happening. So that's why I'm saying it's not really a zinger anymore. It's like, yeah, it was not easy to hear. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, thank goodness. There was such a profound sense of gratitude. And that's when you know that when things are showing up for you, not to you. And you can, it feels that way. And so those past things that I used to call zingers don't really feel like zingers anymore. It's like, again, like my first response was like a sigh of relief and a sense of gratitude, right? Very different from where I started. Trust me, a million times over, I would have seen that would have devastated me, actually, what happened today. It would have easily put me out for 3 weeks. Not kidding. I would have cried. I would have been like, oh my gosh, like poor me, like what is happening? Why is this happening to me? Like this doesn't make sense. And here's the thing is that it can take us out. It can take us out of alignment. And so I'm going to invite us all to look around, okay, our relationships, our business, our career path, like what is feeling in alignment, and you can celebrate that being in alignment. But then what are those things that are like, I'm not really sure. It feels like it's a weight. It feels like I'm trapped. It feels like, it's holding me back. Those are like little indicators that there needs to be a shift. Okay. And here's the neat thing is sometimes you don't even have to do much. And what I mean by that is that I truly believe that the universe, God, spirit, angels, and our own energy fields are always recalibrating as we go through life. And as we learn more, we do more, we learn more, we do better, right? And we are always recalibrating. And so as things start to shift, we start to recalibrate, right? And oftentimes it's just like that awareness to that situation Okay. Even when we put awareness on it, because the situation that happened, there's been a lot of awareness around it. And I just was putting it out there. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden it started to shift. And it started to shift in the way in which my focus has been, which has been something more expansive, right? And because of that falling away, that opened up this new door to something even better. Okay. And again, it's like I see it as for this gifts. It's true gifts, and I'm embracing it, and I am like, okay, this is happening for me, not to me, and I'm just going to embrace that everything is going to work out. I don't know the how of that. Okay, I don't. I don't pretend to know. I don't want to know because that's, I think, the curiosity of life is getting to a place where um, we can be in this place of, it's almost like a place of uncertainty, um, snuggled in with curiosity. And because there's like this curious part of me that says, I just trust, it just allows the new possibilities to flood in. Okay. So, so for today, I want you to take an inventory around your life. Is what, if there's anything that you're feeling trapped by, stuck by, restricted by, something that you're refusing, something that feels like whenever you think about it, talk about it, get close to it, it feels like it's draining your energy. I'd take a look at it. I am going to be doing, I'm not sure when, but keep posted, because one of my tasks this summer, I told my daughter, I was like, okay, we're going to walk around the house and we're going to do a physical space one. And we're going to walk around and look at any things that need to get kind of like a spring clean, if you will, like junk drawers and things like that, that have been sitting there taking up or feeling this negative energy. Because whether it's relationships, whether it's, things that are happening in our businesses, or it could be physical space, it could be physical stuff that makes us feel trapped, or it makes us have this negative energy to it. Again, it puts us in that spiral, and we start to see the evidence of whatever that story is that we're creating. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to come on that journey with me. I might have to do it on Facebook Live, honestly. I might, because it might just be too long for the short form videos. So I'll keep you posted when we do that, because that should be a fun video. But take inventory of what that is, and let's take a look at that. And here's the thing, and this is the crux of, and the secret, if you will, behind the law of attraction, is the more we focus on, whatever we focus on expands. So if we're focusing on the problems, if we're focusing on the challenges, it expands. If we're focusing on abundance and possibility, it expands. And it is completely, at the end of the day, it's our choice of where we're spending our energy and time. And some people have asked, my husband's like, Terry, you live in this different reality. And it's like, everything is created twice. Once in our mind, and then once in our physical reality. And so where am I spending my time and energy on creating? I would like to create ease. I'd like to create more expansiveness. And so I have that power to start to focus on what it is that's allowing myself to feel more expansive to those opportunities. And so even this little quote zinger today has already opened up some amazing doors energetically that I feel. Again, I don't know how that's going to look. I can keep you posted in the next week or two once I'm able to kind of share more details, once it's more public. But guess what? You know what? I just trust that it's going to work out. I truly am holding that space, that I know within my heart of hearts that it's going to work out, because guess what? This cycle is so, wait, sorry, I'm doing it the wrong way. This cycle is so much more expansive than this cycle. This is restrictive. This is, doom and gloom. It is the negativity. And, I knew this cycle well because I invented it. I'm pretty positive. I lived it for many, many years. Okay. I was a professional. I was master at it. But the deeper the work, that we get to do is mastering this one, and this one becomes really expansive and really juicy, if you will. All right, my friends, it doesn't take much. It really takes a choice. What are we going to choose? Does this feel light? Does this feel in alignment? If not, what are we choosing? And making sure that we are not giving away our power to other people's belief systems about us, towards us, any of it. And choose to stand in your truth, choose to stand in your power, and own that unapologetically, right? Which is where we become fully powerful. Yes, Sarah, you know what? I can post the picture of this. I will have my team post a picture of that little this image here. I'm trying to think of where I tried to upload it to this comment section, and I could not do that because it. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. I started using StreamYard again a while back, and I am not the best at it. No, it's not letting me do it. I don't know what I'm doing. Boop, boop, boop. Anywho. All right. So, my friends, as always, if this has been helpful, if you've taken away a little nugget, what I love for you to do is like, subscribe, come and join us over on YouTube, come and join us over on Facebook, like, subscribe, and then for on YouTube, hit that notification bell, because anytime we go live, anytime we launch a Talking with Terry TV show, we do have an upcoming event coming up on September 23rd. Pretty stinking excited. We have some yummy things in the mix. We're getting things finalized for that. But we're bringing in some pretty incredible individuals to share with you, to spend time with, and for you to connect with. So if you have not marked that date, mark your date, September 23rd. It's a Saturday. It's a full day from 9 to 4. And we're going to be bringing some amazing people to really meet you and connect with you and really help you unpack any challenges that you have in your business, in your life, and help you grow and expand. And I think that's what we're all here to do. So I want to help make some really powerful connections. So come and join us for that event. And as always, be bold, be brave, be the magic of you. Massive love to all you friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of our Facebook Lives. See you later.